in the comments. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. I do this every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, and then also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. in the evening. If you do miss out on any of the shows and you want to watch anything that has happened, anything we've spoken about, any of the panels that have come onto this show, you can be sure to join me on Facebook, where they are there in full, and you can watch all of the previous shows as well as some other really cool content that I do on that side. Also, if you're on Facebook and you're wondering where these panels come from, where the people who are speaking come from, you have to be following me on TikTok while I'm live. And then at some point, I'll tell you guys that we can head on over to the multi-guest feature. I'll switch it on. Then at the bottom of the screen, a multi-guest button will appear, and then you'll be able to request and join the show and add your voice to the show while I'm here live. So, as you know, it is a Monday. So on Mondays, we hear from what happened this weekend, and we start off the show by speaking about the coaches. We covered Orlando Pirates this afternoon. Let's see what Coach Rulani and Coach Ntseki had to say about this match after it played. So let's hear what the coaches had to say, and then we'll take it from there. We'll start with Coach Ntseki. Here we go.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Very disappointed. I think the overall sum up of the game was not what we wanted and what we planned. But I think the less said about the first half, the better. But when it comes to the second half, I think we applied ourselves very well.
Is the video very low?
Aggressive without the ball.
Okay, let me see if I can boost the video, the audio a little bit.
We're a bit confident on the ball. There was movement of the ball.
Is that better?
Created some opportunities. But I think the best opportunity was us carrying the ball and keeping the ball and securing the ball. That led to the goal. And when you look at
let me see
how we wanted to close the game down, being aware that there's 6 minutes added.
Let me see if I can't boost it one more time. Okay, it's louder on my end, but I can't hear him properly. It's still low block like his defense. Guys. Coach Ntseki, guys. Let's see what's happening. Hey, it's on full on my end.
The unfortunate part for us was not kicking the ball out to bring in players to close down the game. And then we gave away a goal at the wrong time. And that goal, I think, it is a goal that we never wanted to give away, because we are fully aware that playing a first leg and a second leg, a goal at home, it puts you in a very... I think the overall sum up of the game was not what we wanted and what we planned. But I think the less said about the first half, the better. But when it comes to the second half, I think we applied ourselves very well. We're a bit more aggressive without the ball. We're a bit confident on the ball. There was movement of the ball that created some opportunities. But I think the best opportunity was us carrying the ball and keeping the ball and securing the ball. That led to the goal. And when you look at how we wanted to close the game down, being aware that there's 6 minutes added, The unfortunate part for us was not kicking the ball out to bring in players to close down the game. And then we gave away a goal at the wrong time. And that goal, I think, it is a goal that we never wanted to give away, because we are fully aware that playing a first leg and a second leg, a goal at home, it puts you in a very difficult position. So in us leading and not conceding, it was actually what we planned for. So I think the disappointment is not only from the players, from the technical team. The disappointment also comes from the general public that are Kaizer Chiefs supporters.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay,
questions from the floor.
that was Coach Ntseki. Let's hear from Rulani a little bit.
Of the media and everybody. The feeling is of course like a victory, and I just want to congratulate the football club and the players for a very good performance, very dominant, and 71% ball possession against a team like Kaizer Chiefs at FNB is not easy, but we did very, very well today, and I think we deserved to win, but I think at the very, very least we didn't deserve to lose. And yeah, congratulations to the players for an incredible fighting spirit and showing big heart for fighting back and against all odds, getting an important result.
That exit from Team Israel sort of affected it at all, if it had any effect on the match going forward from your side, in terms of the initial plan that you would have had if you were still around until the end?
Guys, I sit here every press conference. I'm asked how important Mshishi is. So important, especially for two reasons: how we want to play, and number two, because he's the captain. So losing him was a big blow, and we are literally down to bare bones in the attacking department with the strikers, and we've got to make do with what we do. Mshishi was playing in a 10-9 position today. We don't have Nasir, we don't have Peter, we don't have Tapelo Morena, we don't have Tapelo Maseko. So you can understand what it does, but at Mamelodi Sundowns, I'm not paid to make excuses. I'm paid to find solutions, and together with the technical team, we did our best today again to find solutions, and the players gave it their best. The subs were very good. Mendieta was good. Mabena was good. Terence Mashiku was good. At least Sibanku gave us a little bit more with the legs and tried his best. Obas was very good in a different position when we needed a little bit of his legs, so we could push the line a little bit higher and press a little bit more. So the game of football belongs to the players, I always say, and huge kudos and big compliments. I could run out of superlatives in expressing personally my gratitude for their work and for their commitment and their never say die attitude.
All right, let's move on to...
Okay, I think I'm going to stop it there. I forgot that I was muted today. So then, so I'm going to stop it there. I think we heard a lot from coach, from both coaches. I think, from my point of view now, Sundowns plays pretty football. They had most of the possession. They run around, as he said. They pass very well. Their formations and schemes work very fluidly. The only problem that Sundowns is missing at this current moment, in my eyes, is that they can't finish off teams. So they're missing that final really scary thing. I think Sundowns plays with a lot of number 10s up front. As Rulani said, they didn't have Pitso, they don't have a lot of players. So you see a lot of midfielders in the front, you know. So when it comes to finishing off the game, you'll see Themba Zwane not think of shooting. He'll try and make an extra pass. You'll see them trying to be a little bit more intricate with their movement, with their play. So to be honest with you, I said it to you guys when we drew Sundowns, that Sundowns is probably the team that I want more than anything, because our defense will probably do well versus them. So even if you look back to the game we played against them in the league, right? People keep saying we're lucky, but there was an offside goal and there was a Peterson fluff. That's how Sundowns beat us, right? So defensively, I wasn't too worried about Sundowns in that sense, and you could pretty much give them the ball as long as you move them wide. Ironically, the goal came from there, but as long as you move them wide, they're probably not going to bite you in as much as the old Sundowns used to bite you, right? So I was more afraid of maybe a Pirates in that sense. In terms of Chiefs, I still give ntseki credit for the defensive part, because for a second time against Sundowns, a marauding Sundowns with schemes and formations and all of that stuff, they were kept relatively quiet for most of the match. Towards the end, he made some subs that didn't make sense. So I give him credit. The issue with him is almost the same. It's almost the same problem I have with ntseki, where it's, yes, you can defend, but you need to be, you need to offer something offensively, right? You need to, Lindo says quiet by parking a bus. Yeah, that's the best way. If I park the bus and you have 72% possession and it comes down to a header goal at the end of the game, I've kept you relatively quiet in terms of goals. I don't think you can fight about that. But in any case, let me not go down that road. My problem is going forward. There's things that we need to do going forward that can make us a dangerous team that we don't do. I don't want to see my fastest player, Ashley Dupré, tackling on the box, behind at the box. I don't want to see him tackling. I don't want to see him doing any of that stuff, because his sole job is to release the pressure when we win the ball back. So I understand going all men behind the ball, but at times we tend to lose some players, right? I feel like we lost Mdantsane in that. I think Mdantsane is doing so much other work that he's not good at, that we're not using the things that he's actually good at. So again, the example I always use is Leicester City. They defended deep. They used to sit back. But every team had to think about what happens when we lose the ball. And we saw in the first match that Sundowns, when they defend in a 2, when they left with a 2, AB, more specifically, is always somebody that you can target. Uputol is somebody you can target. He got a yellow card. Umvala got a yellow card in the first half of that match, which wasn't exploited in the second half. You should have people running at him. You should have Dupré forcing him into turning, into trying to chase him, into making mistakes. In fact, Khuliso Mudau was playing as a right back for most of that game, because I think Rulani was afraid of that happening. And the moment they realized that Chiefs is going to sit back, it allowed Mudau to push forward. And Mudau ended up punishing us because of the freedom we gave him. So for me, I want to see a Chiefs that, fine, park the bus. You can park the bus as much as you want. I have no issue with parking the bus. My problem is, when we win the ball back, what are we doing with the ball? Right? I'm not even one of those fans that say that we need to put together 10 passes and 12 passes and make moves that look beautiful. I'm for, you're playing Sundowns, you know they're going to have quality. You know that Sundowns, in its dominance, in its arrogance sometimes, they push so many players forward. So now it's time for you to use Dupré. Have him running one-on-one with those defenders. It got Putul in trouble last time to the point where Rulani was shouting at him and had to move him out of the game, right? And you could see second half when he came out and after getting that goal, we seemed a little bit more positive. But then again, at the end of the game, when you're now meant to be doing the thing that you were doing in the beginning, the deep defending, the extra man, you know, I said during the live stream that your left and right back are going to be overloaded. Quinika and Santi are going to be where the problem is going to come from. So at least tell your midfielders that, guys, support those guys. If you do nothing else that day, support those guys. I saw Abo Gonzalez. We'll get to him. I think I'm not sure how to feel about him. But support those guys and make sure that we take this one goal advantage and see it through. I get it. That's the plan, right? That's the plan. Nick a goal, then sit back and see if you can't see out the game. But if you're going to make reckless mistakes towards the end and you're not going to offer any threat, when Sundowns throws the kitchen sink, look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday between Manchester United and Arsenal, right? It got to a point where, fine, Arsenal went 2-1. Man United threw everything, right, at Arsenal at that point. But when they throw everything, it gives you an opportunity on the other side to get the goal a la what Jesus did. But at Chiefs, it feels as though it was touch and go, and they didn't want to, take advantage of those things. They were so afraid, they were so scared that something was going to happen. And when you allow a team like Sundowns, as pedestrian as they've looked, as normal as they've looked, as quote-unquote beatable as they've looked, they've got enough quality to hurt you at key moments. And that's what happened. 1-0, as Coach Rulani always says, is the scoreline that can betray you. And the 1-0 betrayed us. So now we've got to go to Atteridgeville and see it out. And I know we always say that there isn't home ground advantage doesn't exist really in the PSL, especially for a team like Chiefs. But Oksalayo, we need to go there and at least score that goal that gives us something, right? And then see how the game works out from there. So up to this point, we've lost the first game versus Sundowns. We drew this one. Hopefully, third time's the charm for us. But I think we're capable of beating Sundowns. And we're capable of playing a plan and seeing it out. We just need to be a little bit more disciplined towards the end. And Ntseki, his decision-making at the end of matches has always let us down. But in any case, I'm going to open up the lines right now. I'm going to let everybody in, and then we can speak about it. I think we'll do a couple of the things. What are they saying? Chiefs needs good creative midfielders. Then our strikers will be useless. Here's my thing, guys. As I allow requests, remember that you have to be following me. Here's my thing. I think I'm at a point as a Kaizer Chiefs fan where I'm going, we're not going to get beautiful football. Forget. Can we please forget thinking that we're going to play carpet football, tiki-taka, all of that beautiful stuff. Let's forget it. Now all I'm asking Ntseki to do is, here are your players. The player is fast. Use that pace to put Sundowns under pressure because they're slow at the back. You get what I mean? Here's the player who does X. Let's use their strengths because we're not gonna get. Guys, let's put it away. We're not gonna get that beautiful football that we're crying for, and we want to. Uzwane to play with Mdu, to play with whatever. And Nico, this is what I'm saying. Defend with 9. Attack with Dupré. Dupré put 3-4 times. AB was in trouble in the first match. In this game, you saw what happened when we started pushing the ball and having our faster players go. You get what I mean? But again, let me not say too much about that. Kumo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Thank you. Welcome, everyone.
Tell me, what did you think about the game versus Sundowns?
Kaizer Chiefs played exactly how they should play against a big team. Defend as much as you can and attack on the odd goal, That's a mentality. So going forward, man, I wasn't impressed by what Chiefs produced. Yes, I'm a Sundowns fan, but like whenever we play against teams such as Chiefs and Sundowns, I expect to be like end to end. The way Chiefs played is like they were playing for a draw or not to concede. I mean, like they only had one shot on target for the entire game. So what's gonna happen when we host them? So can we have this game done? Because I wasn't impressed.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let me bring in Senzo. Senzo, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
What's up, OT, and what's up to the panel?
No, I'm okay, my brother. Give me your general thoughts about this game.
I'm very happy with what we saw in terms of the quality Chiefs have. Chiefs showed that the players that we do have can compete, and they did compete. You know, I can't say it's tactics. You know, people saying he parked the bus, but if you're gonna park the bus, Madao would have never scored that goal that he scored. You know, I think more defensively, Mart or Stilo would have stayed in the center and not move anywhere. So I don't think he was parking the bus. I think the players, with reading the newspapers, with knowing what Sundowns is, naturally are going to be scared and be like, you know what, let them not score a lot of goals, you know. So I think on some of the things you need to coach from get-go and say, hey guys, we're playing Sundowns, but we can win. You need to build their confidence in the player. So I feel there was more a lack of confidence, and that's why you see a player like Modi who scored like 2-3 goals because he was pushing. He didn't do that this weekend. He didn't try instigate anything because there was a lack of confidence. Obviously, playing Sundowns is scary. So, yeah, I was very happy with the level of quality Chiefs has. It showed us that they can take us somewhere. They just need to be coached. I feel like also something we didn't see is Botsane playing that number 8 role. I think maybe that might be Botsane's best position because he technically is one of the best players. He's not the fastest winger, but he has the vision, he has the technical awareness. So let's try him there with Mdu and not Mdanzan, and have one player who's going to be holding. But it can't be Castillo or Mart because both of them are 8s. We need Zwane. Let's start grooming Zwane to play that holding 6 because I feel like Chiefs are certainly lacking a holding midfielder right now.
Okay. Tepang, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Triple K.
When you say that, I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway, tell me. What did you think? What did you think of this game?
Ash, you know what I took from this game is that seeing that there is the first and the second leg, it felt like Chiefs were playing a second leg where they only needed a point or a win. They didn't need a lose. One understand. They played as if they already played the first leg. You know, that's how I feel about them. But right now they played very well. It's just that, like I've been saying to a lot of people, that Sundowns is at the point where they had players that were giving 140%. Now it seems like the team is going into a slightly decline. So the question is, how does the coach manage the players that are slightly on a decline? So the issue is the likes of Chiefs can only improve from where they are, you know. So for me, I feel like Chiefs needs to at least take the game to Sundowns. Like you were saying, as much as Sundowns was attacking critical moments in the game, Chiefs could have had a counter to kill the game. So those are the things that you look at, especially when you're playing a team like Sundowns, considering the fact that there is away goals advantage, second legs. So for me, Chiefs is doing quite well. Let me not lie to you. For the past 3 games, Chiefs has been doing well. This is a team that shows that we want to improve. The willingness within the players and management shows that these guys actually want to get something right. And I think going to the second leg, Chiefs must just take the game to Sundowns. I mean, you're not going to sit and wait for Sundowns to respond. You respond from the first minute. You take the game to Sundowns. That's the only way to beat Sundowns.
It's ever like a triple K. I'm still there.
Mfana wa what vile?
We talk like a triple K tepaga.
Mfana wa what vile, Baba? Go to East End and ask about what Ville United. They'll tell you.
They shop everything. Anyway, I'm gonna bring. Let me bring Terence in. Terence, welcome to the show, my brother. What did you see from this game?
Sorry.
I agree.
Man, you guys, you need to understand, your team is not doing great. Understand, now we are starting to win. Your team, be honest, guys. This team is struggling. It's very struggling. Now we are waiting for a final with people who are still fighting for. It's not football, this thing, guys. Chiefs is not. We can't do that. We must be fighting for goals, not for a draw. It's not even quality football. That's what I only wanted to say that.
Okay. No, I hear you. I think, guys, that's what I'm saying, Ore. I'm one of the people that's just going, I understand you wanting to be defensive. Mourinho was seen to be defensive, right? But he also broke the scoring records in Spain, for example. Mourinho was very good defensively with Chelsea, but he knew that we were going to score the 1, 2, 3 goals that we needed to score in order to see out the game. My issue with ntseki is literally that, guys, how are we going to score? Right? Are we going to look for these things all the time? Or are we going to look for... I understand defensively. I think our defense at times is outstanding. Santi might be the weaker link there. Mara. Kumo, let me bring you back. I'm going to split this into two. What did Sundowns get right on the day?
Oh, okay. Utilizing our fringe or newer players.
Okay.
As you saw, like we didn't have our number 9 in Peter Sayulile, and losing our captain so early in the game as well gave us a different dynamic. But what I like about the players that came on, we didn't lose our shape, our philosophy. And yeah, I mean, the train was still going for Ahly. Unfortunately, we didn't score as many goals that we are used to, but I was happy with my boys' performance. Despite having problems going around that parked bus, plane, train, everything that could park was there. We couldn't, But the other thing that we got right was that away goal. It gives us something when we...
Hey, did we just cut there? Just repeat that again, Kumo.
Oh, I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, the other thing that I was saying, the other thing that you got right was ensuring that we at least get a draw and also getting the crucial away goal, something to take back home when we play against them after the transfer, but again, the window.
Okay. Senzo, what did Sundowns do right in this game? Yeah, I think there's network.
Yeah,
you can go on, Senzo.
Here, man.
Yeah, so for me, Sundowns, I feel like they took out, I think, Chiefs' biggest threat, which was Patrice. Everyone was looking at Patrice to cause Motaung a lot of problems. Yes, he did the assists. Also, Modi was a danger. He's been scoring in the last 2 games. So Sundowns needed to isolate the threats and keep on playing football. I feel like they did that very well. I think the injury to Zwane did punish them a lot because it put a lot of pressure, especially on the playmaker. Added to a bit of pressure to that. So Sundowns, yes, Allende was doing his normal job, but he needed someone who's going to beat a player and then sharpen the pass, So I also think, with them not having strikers, for them to be able to get past Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs is a difficult team to score. No one has scored more than 3 goals against Chiefs since the season started. They definitely. So like you said, defensively they're good. Shanti is the weak link, and I'm not surprised the goal came from there. Also changing tactics. I think Rulani's bravery, even in the dying minutes, to cheat it a bit and add players we didn't see. Like, I didn't expect him to put Mashika. I was like, why are you putting a defensive player? But he wanted to open him up a bit more and then put that cross and tell him how to go forward because you knew Shanti was sleeping. Yeah, you must give it to him. So I think that's what they did right.
Okay. Tsapan, tell me, what did Sundowns get right in this game?
On that one, I tend to agree a lot with Kumu. What he said, the most important thing is Sundowns got to equalize. And the most crucial thing is that even though they lost their captain, those guys still maintained their shape. It wasn't easy, but they still maintained their shape. You know why? Because that team has got quality and a lot of ball players. So the good thing about them, even though they were trailing, Chiefs was parking the bus, they could only attack. By attacking more, you are creating scoring opportunities. You're not going to say, because these guys are parking the bus, let's wait and play the ball out. No. These guys went on, even though their shape was a little bit sluggish, but they still went on and kept on going. They kept their shape. They kept on attacking. They got what? An equalizer. Very important. That's what they got right, those guys.
Okay. Terence, what did Sundowns do well this game? What did they get right?
My brother, the team that's making everyone to shake, it's Pirates. Even now, I can hear you are shaky, my brothers. You are all
Why are
shaking.
you
Hey,
on Pirates, Chief? What did Sundowns do right, Chief? We spoke about Pirates this afternoon.
no, and I just believe the game was super nice. It was a balanced game, nothing more, nothing less. The Chiefs just needed to do what they needed. Besides that, nothing more.
Hey, what
It
did
was
they
a
get right, this man?
Ah,
Terence,
ah,
Ompulai. Let me jump in. I think, yeah, renal structure, I think, for me, I think the one thing Sundowns is, and you cannot fight it, is that Sundowns is very well drilled. All
too
of the
much.
players on the pitch know exactly what they're meant to do at exactly what time. They know, I was speaking about them last week during the match that they played last week, that, when Rulani talks schemes, the schemes are just about, when the ball is here, I do this. When I do this, I do that. You see the system. When they get the ball and they play it out, if Kutsia is the one playing it out, last week Mudiba would push forward. They'd stay in a 2, come back in a 3. There's movement. You can tell that they're very well drilled. You get what I mean? In terms of what they're meant to do. And you can't doubt the quality of Sundowns, right? That's why I say the only thing missing is just that final, or when Sundowns gets that final nail proper, teams are gonna die. I'm gonna see teams get overly get outplayed completely, right? Because they're just lacking that thing, guys. I'm gonna let the first panel go because I see there's a lot of people who have requested.
Yeah, let me go out, Linda.
Sharp, Terence. If there's space, please come back. Tepa and Senzo, please come back. I'm going to give everybody basically 2 questions, and then we're going to go from there. Let me bring in the next few guys. Let's see who hasn't really been on. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, Qsol, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Hey, good, my guy. How is everyone? How is you?
Hi,
How are you feeling?
I was disappointed, but I'm like, you know what? It's fine. People were telling me it was going to be a bloodbath. They were telling me about God's favorite team, but let's continue with the conversation. I want to shift to Chiefs. What did Chiefs do right in the game versus Sundowns?
Defending in numbers. They played to their strength. I think they are good defensive. And it was their plan from the word go, getting Sundowns on the break. That's how Chiefs play, and that's how they win games on the break. Yeah, so that's the only thing I can think of that they were doing right, was making sure that Sundowns doesn't penetrate through their defense.
Do you think that Sundowns playing like this, I mean not Sundowns, Chiefs playing like this, do you think is sustainable for the rest of the league? Because we're not creating that many chances in general.
No, but we have to be honest that if they're gonna play like this, they're not gonna win the league. They're just gonna maintain and win a game here and there. But if they're gonna play with the way they are playing, the guys, let me say, do you think the way Chiefs was playing this past Saturday, they gonna, if they come with that same mentality, they're gonna win the game? Because they only had one game, they only had one shot on target, and that was the goal.
Yeah.
The rest of the game, they were sitting back.
We'll get to what they did wrong. We'll get to what they did wrong. Kenneth, how are you doing?
Good, thanks, and you?
No, I'm okay, my brother. I'm okay. Wait, before I get to you, QSO, what do you support?
You know, my brother.
Gee, just say it.
I'm a Downs.
Hey, Masandawana. Kenneth, what do you support before I get into you? I need to know how to treat you.
Sundowns.
Hey, you said hello, number Sundown. But it's fine. Kenneth, welcome. I'm gonna ask you then, as the Sundowns fan who watched the match.
Sorry to come in, Maragiri. We are not here to praise Sundowns. We all know how good Sundowns is. We are here to talk soccer.
Yes.
Thank you, my brother. Hey, Pella, some people take shots. Kenneth, tell me, what did Chiefs get right in the match versus Sundowns, according to you?
I think Chiefs, for the first 4-5 minutes, they were able to close spaces, gaps, which Sundowns, if you remember, for those first minutes, Sundowns was sitting back. They couldn't move towards the center line because Chiefs was pressing them hard. For some reason, they lost it, and Sundowns started being in control of the ball.
Why couldn't we do that more? Why didn't we see that go through the whole match?
I think I almost say your coach. I think ntseki just became scared as the game grew bigger and all that. Hence, they didn't fire any shots towards Sundowns' goal in that first half. They just started to panic and started to seek inviting Sundowns into their own space.
Okay. No, thank you, Kenneth. Let me bring in Prampo.
Hey.
Prampo, I'm going to ask you, what did Chiefs get right there, go Sundowns?
Okay, before good evening, everyone on the space. All right. I'll stick to my point. Sometimes, as supporters, let's stop lying to ourselves. Chiefs, as it laba Komphela, to start. As so-called professional players whatsoever, how do you feel 96 minutes shot at one goal?
Hey!
What were you doing 96 minutes?
Rataba. We were hiding.
No, the thing is that, this soccer is simple. Soccer is simple. Like I also, during when they were playing over the weekend, I told you one thing. Chiefs is one thing. Sundowns. You analyze your opponent. Okay. And if you can check the past 4 games Sunday they're playing in, how many yellow cards Sunday they are getting? That means, under pressure, Sunday they are vulnerable.
Yes.
Sundowns. That means, okay, now they are vulnerable. I got players that I can utilize that Dupree, Saleh, and those guys. Use those guys so that they can make Sundowns to make a necessary foul. You understand? At the end of the day, one of them, Mvala, you make sure that Mpala give somebody that can make him to make mistake and cause penalty or red card. But what is doing our coach? He packed the pass for what? And
but then why didn't we see it? Because in the first few minutes, I think something that Chiefs might have got right in that first few minutes, they were pressing Sundowns very high and actually winning the ball back quite a bit up there. And then there was a point where Ikare, they just got scared. Why aren't we doing more of those things?
They are not willing to die for the team. Can you blame the coach? You can blame as much as we do technicality, but as a player, you have to tell yourself, when I'm wearing these days, you understand? I'm not there to represent myself. I'm representing about 90 people on the stand. You understand? Even the player chiefs, let's be honest with ourselves. They're not willing to. Just imagine, as a player, you are playing for 90 minutes. You score one goal. How many Sundowns? 29% ball position. What you're doing all along. Let's face the truth, coordination. And a coordination, we are the problem because when you win one game, we think we are arrived. You understand?
Yeah.
We lose your complaining. And every time we complain to the coach. You understand? But the players, what are they saying to themselves? Sometimes we have to visit these players and ask them.
Yeah.
No, it's not fair. Coach sometimes when he talk, he does have a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Or you understand. But the players are not to apply inside, in the field. Let's just, yeah.
I'm gonna come back. We'll speak about what we did wrong. Sisegalo, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good.
No. What did Chiefs
I'm a
get?
Sundowns supporter.
I'm a Sundowns supporter. But it's fine. It's fine.
But I was watching the game.
What did Chiefs get right in your eyes?
They do what they do best, defending.
Okay.
They just good at defending now. I don't like the defensive team now. They're no more attacking team. And for me, when I watch the game, the only guy I can see who was putting the touches there, pressing, was this guy from number 17. I forgot his name.
Castillo.
He's the one who's impressing me in the team. The other one, they've only like 5 minutes, and the whole 90 minutes have 5 minutes. Chiefs is no more attacking team anymore now. They're just more defensive. And for me, I think the Mtego tribe is bad, but the players are not the Kaizer Chiefs quality we know from before years ago. If I can ask you now, who's your playmaker in Kaizer Chiefs now in your lineup? Who's your playmaker?
Do we want a playmaker? Who's the
playmaker?
It's meant to be Mtanzan, but they bypass the midfield.
That's a problem for me with Kaizer Chiefs because for me it's gonna take time to build back from like Kaizer Chiefs we know we grew up with 3 attacking midfielders in the same team. Now we find to get to one is hard now.
Okay.
And the coach for me is not the one. The coach.
No, we'll get into that. Hey guys, you guys are going off. I'm gonna come back. You guys are going off. I wanted to ask what's good. I think what was good in what Kaizer Chiefs did, I believe, and if we can find positives in the performance, I think Kaizer Chiefs defense has been very good over the past few matches that we've played. I think if there's people you can find fault with, you don't look at the defense for it. I think even in the first match versus Sundowns, and as much as they won that first match, right, they found a way to sort of neutralize Abo Masego, sort of keep them quiet throughout the game, I think Sundowns can steamroll teams, just like Pirates can steamroll Chiefs and all of that. But for the fact that we've been defensively solid, I think that is a good thing. I think Ntseki, half of his plan was correct in terms of coming in and making sure that you don't concede, making sure that your center backs, the 2 center backs in the middle, don't get moved around too much, because that's when we start seeing problems as Kaizer Chiefs. If you can draw out somebody, that's what Sundowns started doing in the second half very well, drawing out to Quinika so that these 2 get moved out of position. And when they get moved out of position, then we start having issues, right? So for me, I think defensively we were sound. I think the idea behind what we were going to play during that game, I understand it. I don't agree, but I understand why we were playing like that. The only issue I have with Kaizer Chiefs for me is I get it in the league. 1-1 in the league, I guess, versus Sundowns is incredible, especially a Sundowns team that has not lost up to this point. But 1-1 in a cup competition puts you in a tough spot when you have to go play them in the second leg. So I'd much rather, even just for my own selfish needs as a fan, I need you guys to come out and give a performance and give them trouble, do those things. Those performances that happen once in a blue moon where a club just outplays Sundowns, right? And then in the second leg, then you can start doing these defensive things, because now you can't go over there and have one shot on target. Now we have to go and attack, and I think that leaves us in a little bit of a tough situation when we're playing against Sundowns. QSO, I'm going to come back to you. Let's speak about what Sundowns got wrong in this match.
Come again.
Wait, hang on. Before I speak to you, guys, let's respect each other in the comments, eh? Let's not be swearing and doing all those things. This is not the place for that. So if people are going to come here and do those type of things, guys, it's really okay. You don't have to watch this show. It's okay. You don't have to be here. So Kyuso, tell me, what did Sundowns get wrong in this game?
Wrong.
Yeah, I need us to think, guys. I need us to think.
I think just that lapse of concentration in that one chance that the Chiefs had with that goal. I think that one they got it wrong there. They did not press that player on the ball, not to allow him to get in the cross. Yeah, and Baragimang, this guy was the defender, Gutse Rovaldo. He was not aware of his surroundings. Correctly, only this guy behind him. Yeah, that's the only time they were switched off.
But is that the only thing they did wrong?
Yeah, that's the one I can point out.
Well, how about if I ask you, everybody expected Sundowns to walk all over Chiefs. Everybody expected Sundowns to be done with the game very early, to be at 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, all of those big scores. I can tell you there's a certain someone who's in the comments who said it was going to be an easy walkover. But now it ends with a goal.
I have listened to... I have listened. You must remember, if you can check, Sundowns is playing with a lot of new players.
Okay.
They are in the same kind of with they have a lot of injuries.
Okay.
And there's a lot of new players that has come in. Rulani said he's trying something different because of what worked. It's what worked last season. If we're gonna do it again, it's only going to put the players into a comfortable situation. We know we play like this, so he's no more playing in formations. He's playing schemes that everyone knows what to do, and that's the thing that Sundowns. Someone was saying in the first panel that I don't know. I can't point out because of the question. I don't want to go off tune. But the only
I want us to think. The reason why I ask it is that I want us to think hard about why then Sundowns couldn't take advantage of Chiefs. Why then the schemes, the team that is unbeaten at this current point. I know it's not you, but there was a lot of talk before this game about how easy it was going to be. But now it comes out to have to be a rescued draw. So what is it about this game that made Sundowns not as effective as maybe they've been throughout the season?
I think Sundowns did not put too much pressure on Chiefs defense. They were more cautious of the attacking. They did not have when Zwane went out, Zwane is the one that takes the ball forward, who puts more pressure, who combines those passes. So without him, they were both vulnerable, and yeah, that lapse of concentration in that goal.
Okay.
Sundowns don't do a lot of mistakes. It's hard for me to think of mistakes. Yeah.
No, I hear you, my brother. Let me bring in Kenneth. Kenneth, what did Sundowns get wrong in this game?
They were too casual.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Chiefs didn't take advantage of that. If you can recall, even during the first half, especially at the back, because the Sundowns always want to start building from the back, there were some balls that a player will lose very close to our 18 area box, but Chiefs will do take advantage of that. And sometimes at the same time, as much as they will be holding the ball more than the opponent, if the opponent is not coming to them, they too start to relax. And as a result, that becomes our disadvantage or our weak point. If we want a team that will be able to pounce on those silly mistakes that we do at the back, we will be punished heavily.
Okay, my brother. Prampo, what did Sundowns get wrong in this game?
The question of Buzawataki is stressed too much. What do I think? Now my heart is only Chiefs. You understand? In that case, when I analyze the game, I wanna you see that this other guy from Morocco. I don't know from Morocco whatever. He's a tough one. That guy, is the Allende. They were pushing more. Understand? Under the midfield, they were opening a lot of space in the midfield. And the Chiefs, they didn't utilize that midfield. Okay. And most of the Sundowns, normally the way they used to play, they build it small touch around, you understand? To pull the opponent to come close. So when they come close, they penetrate. But that day, they didn't do that. They were playing different, like they want to match Chiefs on the pace. If you notice, like this other guy, Motaung, you see the way he was pushing. Normally, doesn't push that way. And Maela on the left hand side, found that it was bad. This is why Chiefs they were coming hard on that side. Anyway, Sundowns, the thing that about Sundowns, they've got this belief. When we've got a belief, everything is possible. And Sundowns now they've got complacency or they can beat any team. And now they tend to relax. And the thing is that Chiefs, they almost so that they can beat Sundowns. But lack of concentration is the one that costs us the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Homework now. What did Sundowns get wrong in this game?
Now, for me, what they got wrong was the combination to attack. I think we used to play with like number 9, like Shauli, like Keshas Malula. We used to have like number 9. Now we depending on these wingers and wing backs. I don't know how you call this new system we're playing. We don't play with the diamond. We used to have that number 9 who's always there doing the cleanups. Now these guys, some of them are not good finishers. They're good players. Listen, they're good players. We had a lot of chances that game, but we didn't finish them. Didn't have the guy as a finisher. I can see this guy Ribeiro. Yeah, he's a good player, but he's not a number 9, a proper number 9. We're playing this false number 9. I think the agent saying that's all was our weak point. But we must remember, even the first game that Kaizer Chiefs we beat Kaizer, we were not playing good. That was not our good game. Chiefs can give us a challenge. They can be playing badly, but when they play with us, they pull up their socks and know how to defend. Us is finishing. That's a problem. We were lucky at the first game we played in the league. At this one, I thought first half we were going to lose a match. Second half, we're starting to have combination play. The problem was finishing. That's the problem with us finishing.
Okay.
I don't know how many weeks we left with Shabalala to wait for him, but the second leg is going to be hard. Not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. People think it's going to be easy, but it's going to be hard. I watch football when I watch football. I don't take sides, but yeah, that's my impact of the story.
No. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to the second panel for joining me. I think if I speak about Sundowns, you guys take it as if it's hate. Other people take it as if I'm glorifying them. I don't understand. But how I view Sundowns is the play can be pretty. You can have all of the possession. You can play all of the game. But if you can't finish off teams fully, and they've done pretty well, guys. Apologies. They've done very well in terms of getting all the wins that they've done up to this point. You can't fault them about too much. But if you can't finish off, you allow teams a chance to get a lucky something. And every now and then, it may not happen all of the time versus the PSL teams. But every now and then, you'll get a Chiefs who will score one shot from one goal, one goal from one shot. You'll have some of those places where you'll be caught off guard, and maybe I'm looking a little bit too far in the future, but sometimes you'll have a problem when you're outside of the PSL. The PSL is not going to give Sundowns much trouble. But when you start playing against those Moroccan guys or those Egyptian guys who are direct, who will hurt you, want to hurt you, they're going to take advantage of certain things. I think Sundowns' defense is slow, especially for a team that leaves two guys at the back, right? Especially with AB. The reason why I say AB is because AB got into trouble with Dupré. Mvala was on a yellow card. Mudau was on a yellow card, actually, the other side too. He was on a yellow card. So any other coach goes, you know what, guys? I see Guti Baspete, but Maswini Paula, I want you to pray to go to that man. And when you get to that man, I want you to give him a tough time. Sundowns commits, the most they've committed is 25 fouls in one game. For me, as a coach, even if they're having me, I'd be thinking, there's plenty of opportunities here where I can get someone sent off. I can put someone under pressure. Vala should have been under pressure. You get what I mean? So I think that's my thought around it, that there's weaknesses. But like I said, when you play against teams that, there was a quote by Polokwane City coach, UCM, where he literally came out before the game and said, I don't mind losing to Sundowns. I don't mind losing this game, and then we lose the game and we move on. And that's the thinking of a lot of PSL coaches. So Sundowns is not going to get trouble right now. They're not going to get trouble from PSL teams. The only issue is when you're playing against teams, lucky teams. I can't call us lucky. When you call us lucky, there is a chance that there'll be a lucky goal that comes in, and then you guys are going to have to scramble until the last minute to try to get a goal, instead of going in and killing teams. And I understand there's a false nine issue, there's strikers, there's all of this stuff that are missing. That is very true, right? But think of the first game you played versus Kaizer Chiefs. We scored a goal. There was an offside goal. Castillo switched off. Then Peterson fluffed the goal. That was a point, maybe even 3 points that Chiefs could have gotten for a lucky team. So when you play lucky teams like us, you stand the chance of being put in a tough situation from just a lucky goal, just one lucky goal. Like if ntseki decided to put everybody back in that game, like put everybody back and not leave the four with Santi alone on the other side, who knows how that game plays out? You get what I mean? But anyway, let me bring in more guys to come in to speak. Let's see who's here. I wanna mix it up. Sinjay, I'll put in agent. I'll put in DK, and let's go with Chisa. Okay, so CJ, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay, man. For a team that drew 1-1, I'm doing okay.
As it feels like when we speak about Chiefs and Sundowns, there's a lot of static that comes up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump you straight into it.
Okay.
What did Chiefs get wrong in this game?
I don't think Chiefs got anything wrong. I think it was clear what the mandate is. Everyone behind the ball. I'm gonna have my wing backs also playing as full backs as well. And I think the plan is to go to half time 0-0. Let's just go to half time without conceding a goal. I think it frustrated Sundowns. It was the first time I saw RULANI'S be frustrated because they could not get the clear chances, and the small chances they got, Peterson was up for the task. Brilliant saves from him. Nice goal. I think the goal didn't come accidentally. I think that goal was a pure execution of a clear directive tactic from ntseki. To drop to Patrice, to have him score, and to push in Castillo up. To if you could see, it's something that was practiced, that thing. It didn't just come J out of ordinary. You could see how he ran to the ball. He was expecting the ball to go exactly where he was. So he knew what Patrice was going to do. And I think Patrice knew exactly what Castillo was doing. I don't think it was a matter of just sheer total luck out of nowhere. It was a well executed plan.
My question becomes, if we don't get that goal, how do we score?
I think ntseki knew how to score. I think he knew how to score. And even if you look at, there was a, but I think he's a bit rusted. The ball got stuck between his feet. But that was also a clear indication what Chiefs was trying to do. Very similar play. If you look at it, it was very similar. It was a cross again from Patrice from the right hand side into the box. Unfortunately, the guy was not there to execute it very well. So I think ntseki knew he just wanted maybe 2 goals and go to Pitoli with 2 goals. Just 2 chances, 2 goals. That's it. Country was sorted.
Okay, I hear you. It's in 007. Yeah, walk over. You said it was going to be a black man of sorts.
I was saying in the comments, don't attack me while I can defend myself. Eh?
Yeah,
if you're not talking to me, talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners, my friend. But man, no, man, you are not fair, man. Sometimes you start on top, man. This times after 9, our wives are complaining. That's why you quest first.
Tell me, what did Chiefs get wrong in this game? Just to continue this conversation we're having.
What Chiefs got wrong was okay. Let me start from the top and go down. First things first. You cannot bring in if there was a name the 12 calendar guy Gonzalez.
Now they cut the other stuff, but Chasson on the team sheet.
So you cannot bring in a guy who doesn't know the league, hasn't played in Africa, doesn't know the conditions, humidity, everything he doesn't know, and he hasn't adapted well. And you bring him in such kind of high pressure game and at that time of the game. Maybe if he started, I would understand. But that was wrong from ntseki. The time he put that guy on was Saile moment, Okay. And I keep saying Saile is a good impact player, So that's where he got it wrong, And on Gonzalez also, you can know a good player when you see one. Like I looked at this guy from United, Holland or whatever the name is. You could see, okay, there's a player there. But Gonzalez, he's giving me Kistinin Kata vibes. There's another side from Wish. So that was the first thing. The second thing was, first half, why is Patrice your fullback? Why is Potsano your fullback? Who is putting pressure on Umvala and Ubutil? So I think he corrected that. He's correct in the second half. He pushed Patrice and Potsano ahead also, So that was good. And failure to capitalize on Umvala. The thing is, here's what Sundowns, right? The reason why Umvala is playing is because we have Ubutil and Okotia. Both are slow. Umvala is the quickest of them. and he's a hard tackler compared to them. That's why he's only playing, but he's not comfortable on the ball. So what you need to do is you press Sundowns at Umvala, like you said, traps. You close Ubotwil, you close Ukotsie, then let Williams give it to Umvala. Then you press. That's what Chiefs did good in the first 20 minutes, and then they let it go. I don't know why, or is it because we got one or two breaks and we broke the lines and they got scared? But they should have continued with that. That's my opinion. What else did they get it wrong? But otherwise, I think they did get it right. Oh yeah, the last person. I told you in Tanzania that what Khanye, you guys have a problem. Khanye and Dove, N1 and N2. So you guys need to find a solution for that, and that's going to be Chiefs' weakness there. And Ntseki is a slow learner, man. He's so slow, man. I heard him saying when Sundowns scored, he was about to bring in defensive changes.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the difference? What was the time difference between Sundowns' goal and Chiefs' goal? 61 minutes and 93 minutes. How? I mean, so I think he was just giving excuses for failure to manage the game. So I think those were the weaknesses.
Okay. No. DK, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
That was good.
Sure, man. How's it?
No, I'm okay, my brother. Firstly, what do you support?
I'm a Sundowns fan.
Yeah, today. No, guys. But anyway.
No, we are here to discuss football.
No, I'm joking, my brother. What did Chiefs get wrong this past weekend?
Yeah, look, man, you can talk about aggression, but they don't have players who can commit. Otherwise you actually open up yourself for humiliation.
Yeah.
Sundowns, when you open up, they would invite you. The slow start is their game. It's your Barcelona. They're trying to lure you into their half so that they can open you. Remember, going forward, they've got speed, and they are very, very in the box. They're very, very calm. So the most important thing that with Sundowns, when they get into the box, you guaranteed to get something out. So now Ntseki, knowing that he doesn't have the right man, and I see people are yelling, going on about Chiefs having succeeded in holding Sundowns. Remember, you holding guys who don't have a natural striker.
Okay.
Imagine what would have happened. If they had this Ribeiro guy. Did you see how creative he is? He reminds me of Nazir. He's a dribbling wizard. He can make you commit mistakes. The same way with Allende. Allende can spot a player from far. He can create spaces. And the injury they suffered from Zwane kind of like opened up the game and gave Chiefs something to take
but
home.
Aren't we giving Sundowns a little bit too much credit? Because we did play a game where we saw you with a very potent striker, and we didn't see much of him throughout that game as well.
No, wait. Are you talking about the Athleticville one?
Yeah.
No, look, guys, you've got to be honest with the stats. How many goals did Shalulile make? Clear-cut chances.
You've got to dwell on. All I'm saying is that the results are the results. Same with this one. Are we saying that Chiefs was lucky also this time?
Oh, okay. Now are you saying a team that creates more chances and you want to compare it with a team that creates none? Because that's the argument.
Not compare. All I'm saying is I think it's unfair to say you didn't have a natural striker because you played us with a natural striker before, and then when you played in this game as well, fine, you don't have a striker, all of that stuff. But all of this, and maybe it's not for you, but all of this is not what we were hearing before this game and what was meant to be done. So this poor Chiefs team still led Sundowns for 30 minutes?
You see, Chiefs has got a lot of supporters. No, Chiefs has got a lot of supporters who wish to see their team win. The optimism is not with the players; it's with the supporters, and that's the problem. And I'm telling you, it would be by luck
and God's grace to have ntseki by end of November. Chiefs is still going to struggle. Nedbank Cup is coming. You guys are known to be having
Let's not go there. No. I was just asking for this match. Like, if we look at this match solely, what did Chiefs do wrong? That's
no. Chiefs had no choice. They don't have the aggression. In their quality, you can't pinpoint any player to say go forward, other than the boy who was on the bench, and I don't know, they hate him. Solomons is one guy in all, whether they're playing big or small teams. I always see him going forward, trying to take on the defenders, but he's not the favorite. So you can't compete with the Sundowns that has got the South American magicians that are known to fiddle with the wiring in as far as creativity is concerned. Those guys are very, very provocative. They've got they instigate violence, you may call it, with their passes. Look at Mendieta. Look at Mendieta. The wisdom to pick, to see that guy, Motaung. I mean, that is an amazing connection. You would think you are watching Man City during the times of stealing violence.
Wait, so can we say that is something Chiefs got wrong? That in the last bits of the match, when you're meant to be watching your man, you're beaten by Motaung in that situation where they had 4 men back, there was one guy. That's what is that something that they did wrong in that situation?
Yeah, they switched off. Remember, the game has got its stages, and Mosimane used to say, the last few minutes are most crucial, and the same with the first few minutes, you know. So it was a lapse of concentration, and I think he didn't expect somebody to come for that ball. He thought he was alone. That is the challenge. And by the time he realized, he didn't know what hit him. And I'm telling you, midfield-wise, if you can't compete in football, it's very unlikely that you can go anywhere. You can't do anything. So Sundowns are very compact. They've got the midfield geniuses. They've got these magicians that they bring every season. And that is where they win the ball, because you are now able to find spaces.
Okay.
And one other thing, just to wrap up.
Very quickly.
Rulani made a mistake. You don't start with Mahema if you want to get the best out of him. Neo Mahema. He must read the game. He's like Kapinga. When you bring them in the second half, they can hurt a lot of teams. You know.
Okay. No. I hear you, my brother. I just wanna. Okay, I'll address that just now. Chisa, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Hey, guys, how's it?
No, we're good, my brother. What do you support? Yeah.
Black Mamba.
Yeah?
Black Mamba.
Oh, Black Mamba.
Yeah.
Tell me, what did Chiefs get wrong in this game?
Let's not say wrong, but something that needs to be corrected. Not Chiefs only, but the whole team of PSL. I feel like Sundowns has been given too much respect. It's like when you're playing against Sundowns, you already like in your mind, you're like, yo, we're going to lose. You know? So we need to give credit where it's true, guys. Especially the coach. I'm a Paris fan, guys. So where like the credit must be true, like be given. The coach, the new coach, the fact that on paper Chiefs doesn't have quality players which can match for Sundown. However, they managed to maintain Chiefs for Sundown for about like 60 minutes. Understand? But the problem was now, as the guy said, Chiefs doesn't have the ball players. That's where the problem is. They don't have the midfield. Understand? So I could see in the first 3 minutes, I saw like, okay, this is a game plan. Chiefs will stay at the back, counter attack. But now, who will be supplying now? That's a question, because there's where a moment I saw Patrice going back, like even though he was he defended for like a corner. So which is like now The reason why he went so deep is because there's no supply.
Yeah.
You understand? But overall, guys, Sundowns is no. This year Sundowns, I don't see them being a trouble like they used to be before.
Okay. I think let me jump in and give my thoughts about what Chiefs did wrong. The reason why I'm asking these questions and I want us to speak about what Sundowns got wrong and what they did right and what Chiefs did right and things like that is because there's a level where I expect my PSL coaches to be thinking like that too. There's a thing where Rulani in his press conference, he said, I don't get paid to complain about not having a midfield or not having a striker. I get paid to find solutions. That's what Rulani is saying. That's what Rulani himself was saying. So I want us to start thinking in those lines too. Here's Sundowns. It's very simple to say, no, guys, Sundowns is a behemoth. They do this and this and this. They're so simple. It's easy for them. They've got magicians and all of that, right? But now I want us to get into the mode and maybe the teams to go, how then do we find solutions for that? What is the answer? You know, Manchester City wins league after league after league, but at least for every 2-3 years, Liverpool was like, you know what, fam, we have an answer. Maybe not directly for you, but we're going to make sure that we beat everybody else to take you down to the wire. And I think that's what teams are afraid of. How this links to the match that we had on Saturday. Again, I understand being defensive. I don't understand being scared. I understand being defensive, but having one shot on target and no direct way to get that. You see, if we saw the move that gave Castillo the goal 3, 4, 5 times in the match, then I'd be like, you know what, guys? I get it. That's what you guys were trying to do this match. But my problem boils down to what happens if we don't get that goal? What happens if Castillo misses that header? Can we go back and say that we tried this 4 or 5 times to get them? You get what I mean? So my weakness in Kaizer Chiefs is that it feels as though when Chiefs play big matches, we sacrifice players. So Dupree is a striker, but he was sacrificed to be a fullback because we're so afraid of that game. Mdantsane is a creative midfielder, but he's sacrificed to go and be support. If you guys watched my watch along, part of the things that I said about it was Mdantsane is being asked to do things that he doesn't do. So for me, don't put him on the pitch if you're not going to use him in some capacity in the way that he's meant to be used. When you're looking at Sundowns and you're looking at, you've got pace. How many times did we catch Sundowns out with pace? We didn't. Vala played a very good match. I saw somebody saying in the comments that Vala played a very good match. Vala played a very good match because he wasn't attacked. You get what I mean? And if he was very good, let's make sure that Mvala is using every bit of his quality to beat me. I don't mind getting beaten by quality, guys. I don't mind losing. Honestly speaking, I'm not a person who minds losing. My issue is rather have it that Sundowns had to use every bit of that quality that they have in order to beat us. Know that they went there and they came off sweating, which they did. With having to score the last goal and last gasp, I saw Rulani running up and down and doing all that stuff. But let it be from a tougher situation in my head. So I think for me, my criticism of ntseki is I beat defensive, but have a way to beat them. Let me go back to Sinje. Sinje, I want to bring you back and ask you the question. What should Sundowns' approach be for the second game? Should they go gung-ho and try bury Chiefs? Should they play with the same type of fluidity they were playing with, or with the possession and all of that stuff? How should they approach this second leg at Atteridgeville, knowing that they've got the game, they've got the goal, away goal?
Look, I think as much as Rulani is, as much as everyone else thinks that Sundowns have an advantage with the away goal, I think Rulani is not going to look at it from a point of saying we've got an away goal. I think he's going to look at it from a perspective of saying we are playing a team that we've played 2 games with them, and they've managed to they've managed to score on both games. And it's a team that we have struggled to score against. We scored by an offside, and we've got a goal that was a gift from Peterson.
Yeah.
The only goal that is legit from these 3 goals that was scored by Motaung. So I think Rulani is not going to look at it from a perspective of saying we have advantage here. I don't think he's going to go at Kaizer Chiefs. Because 1, he's going to be very cautious. 2, he's going to pick his time. He's going to pick his schemes. And he's going to pick how he plays. He's not going to just throw everyone at it. He's going to be very smart because he sees that he's a tortoise. He stays in his shell and then comes out at a very critical time. So and I think so, and I think that's how Rulani is going to play his game, but they're going to be very cautious. And I also think he's hoping that some of the players that are injured will be ready to play when comes the 23rd of September.
Yeah.
That's how, and I think. And I'm hoping that, and I think Motsepe is going to use the same strategy he used when they lost 2-1. I've got a funny feeling he's going to use the same strategy because for him it worked. For him.
Okay. I just didn't get that last part. Just say that last sentence again. It just cut there.
No, I'm saying that I think Ntseki is going to use the same strategy that he used at when they played away the first DSTV Premiership match when they lost 2-1. I've got a funny feeling that man is going to use the same strategy because to him, with him it works. If you speak to Ntseki, he says, my plan worked. It worked. Yeah, we see a problem. Ntseki sees.
Let me jump to 007. It's 007. You're Rulani. You're going into the second leg versus Chiefs. You've got the goal in hand. How do you approach that game?
Yeah, before I go there, I think I think before I go there, I think you should maybe your first question should be to the panel. Thoughts, please.
Yeah.
Because our panel, all of 3 panels, we tend to derail away from the question.
Time, guys,
so,
time.
I think you should just be thoughts, please, then ask a question after that. But, I think the more important question is how does Ntseki approach this game? Because I think with Rulani is
that's not your question. That's not your question.
I'm answering,
that's a question for others.
I'm answering. Like I said, I'm not gonna be the panel like I've been criticizing the panel. I'm not gonna be the same mistake. I'm saying the question should be how will Ntseki approach this game? Because I think for Rulani is just going to be change of personnel and the system is still gonna be the same. And it's gonna be the same, and I think it's gonna be pretty much the same game, I think that's what he's going to be thinking about, because I think now hopefully Uzwani would be back, because without Uzwani we lack imagination. So Uzwani, and then hopefully either Omorena or Nazir or Peter, at least the neutral striker should be there, and then you take out Umaema for that neutral striker. And then you bring in Unku, because I think Unku gives us a certain versatility, So if we have Unku and Mudiba there, I think we can head Chiefs, we're going to be more dynamic. So yeah, I think it's still going to be the same approach. Nothing is going to change, have possession of the ball, be clinical. I think that's going to be the drill. Be clinical. I think there.
Okay. Let me go to DK.
It's a problem, man. I can't stay wrong, man.
Oh, DK, I'm going to put you in Rulani's shoes. How do you think he's going to approach the second leg versus Kaizer Chiefs?
It's very simple. Remember, Morena started training. Shabalala here also is gonna. I show you the injury. It was just the management of the injuries. They went as severe. So they should come to the fore and do the job, finish off the job. There's nothing much left. What you do, you don't concede against these guys. First half, you fire the warning shot, which is that 1 goal. And Sundowns, when they play at home, the high press is the order of the day. You crack at the back, like it or not. It would be up to them coming to your mercy by missing. But if they apply themselves on the day, and I think we forget, I mean, what is at stake. Sometimes when you look at the stats of the past game, you'd wonder if Chiefs players know what the competition is all about. The fact that there's an 8 million, I mean 70 something %, a team that has won so many cups. I mean, wearing that yellow, I mean, it's a gold and black. I mean, going out there and the sense of naivety that they expressed, I mean, they were very, very, very scared. It looked like a team from ABC Motsepe. That is embarrassing.
No. DK, I hear you. Let me bring in the Chisa quickly. Chisa, I'm putting you in the mind in the shoes of Rulani. What's your approach for the game versus Chiefs in the second leg?
In the second leg, we just need to make sure we don't concede. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, if Zwane and Shalile will be back, I see trouble. Because now the Sundown fans are saying, no, we didn't have a natural striker. However, Spain won the World Cup without a striker. So this thing of to say you don't have a striker, for me, doesn't work. What counts the most on that game is to be like who's hungry the most.
Okay.
And Jordaan is big-headed. Big-headed. So he will want to prove a point. So I see he will want to go all out, especially in the second half. Because Chiefs, I know the rule is like don't concede in the first half. So we're going to see something similar of the first leg. But now Sundowns will be more deeper, will be more aggressive. Because Rulani, I think like he wants to prove a point.
No. I
which
hear
I
you,
don't
my brother.
know.
I hear you, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the time. I'm going to have to cut you short there a little bit and bring in some other guys for the last one. Thank you so much, Brother Chisa,
sure.
for joining me.
Voila.
Let's see. And then let's go to... let's close it off with... Okay, guys, just mute when you come in, please. Mute when you come in, please. Toriso, welcome to the show, my brother. I'm gonna take the advice of 007. Give me your general thoughts about this game that we played versus Sundowns.
I think I spoke about it midweek, and I said, I see a 1-1 draw. Became a 1-1 draw. But I think the draw only came because of the lapses of concentration between, especially from Oshanti. I think for a defender, he's very, 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 very casual. Secondly, I think that Rulani underestimated, just like the panel that have been here before us. They're underestimating the quality of the defense here, Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, they're talking about chances, but if you ask the question, how many clear-cut chances did Sundowns have? They are very minimal. Most of the time, they would try taking shots from outside the box, whatever. But we do have a goalkeeper as well. Yes, he has made the mistakes before, but he saves us a whole lot of times. So he's a good goalkeeper. And so I think the overall match, I think the execution from the players, especially from technical team, and then the execution of the players for the plan they had to play against Sundowns. Because I always tell people, remember,
prime Barcelona, even Real Madrid did not go pound to pound with prime Barcelona. So people must stop looking at the game with expectations and look at the game with understanding that Sundowns has superior quality.
Okay.
So you cannot go pound for pound with Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, Chiefs is a great team. Yes, Real Madrid was a great team, but they could not go. All they relied on was counter-attack from Gareth Bale, Ozil, Benzema, Ronaldo. Counter-attack. That is what ntseki is doing. I don't know why we're not so impressed about this. I don't know.
I think the issue is the shots at the end. I think the problem is that I understand the theory of what he's trying to play, but when you end the match with just the one shot, one goal, you start to question whether is that what he wants to do? Is that what they were doing? Or is it just something that we wanted as fans? You know, I'd understand if there was like 5 shots and we scored the 1 goal, maybe. You get me? I think that's the question.
I don't know if you remember, I think it was in 2011 where Chelsea knocked out Barcelona in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That was prime Barcelona. Chelsea had 1 shot from Ramirez. And that was a goal. And that was it. That was it. So we need to understand that if we're going to try to push a lot of numbers forward, we're gonna open up those half spaces that Mamelodi Sundowns is looking for.
No, I'm just responding.
And we should also. Sorry.
I was just responding to that where we're saying that this is what he wants to do, but if there's only the one, like I believe even in that match versus Barcelona, not so much the second leg, but the first leg, they tried to bite Barcelona a few times. There was a few times where they'd go in forward and they missed or whatever. But in terms of in this game versus Sundowns, I understand the theory, like I'm saying, but if you come out with 1 shot, even just the shot in anger that goes over the posts, and it's one shot, 1 goal, are we giving them too much credit, or is it just something that we want to see? They weren't necessarily counter-attacking in that game.
Yes, I think more so, I think it's because of that's what we want to see. A little bit more impetus going forward when we get the ball. But the truth of the matter is, when you do that, you are vulnerable to concede goals as well. Of which is something that I don't think it's Ntseki's plan.
Okay.
So the plan is either we're gonna be able to catch them on a counter whereby we have executed proper passing going forward and we have the right movements going forward. Then in that instance we expect them to hit the target. At best you can have Rowan Williams making a save. At best you can have Rowan Williams making a save. But apart from that, we're supposed to get a goal from that. Because that is the plan. You understand? So, and after that, you also look for those gaps to try and exploit again. Those gaps are not going to come consistently because now you need to have the likes of Modi and Botsani helping you in defense because Mamelodi Sundowns has fullbacks that are very good on the ball and they also run forward. Now, if you're going to leave the fullbacks to run free and say you're preserving energy, they're going to cause an overload on Santi and whoever is playing right back. That overload is what will pull our center backs out of positions. Those will be what will pull our center midfield out of position. And when they go out of their positions, they open gaps for Sundowns and for those nippy, clever passes from Botemba Zwane, Boneo Maema, Ribeiro. You're going to open those. You understand? So now, what you have to do is you need to look for the perfect opportunity.
That's going to be my next question, right? That's going to be my next question. Let me get everybody in.
All right.
Yeah, I'm coming. Abut Napoleon, dumela abuti le kae? No, ke right abuti. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about this game?
Dumelang kaofela, Panelists. Abuti, game ya Sundowns ke shebile kaofela. Nna, according to me, Chiefs played, ne? Korofela it will ya paka pass. Defense ya Chiefs, it's okay. We can speak about Shanti, we can speak or whether in. But the narrative is too casual. If Dove or recover from injury, if Okabatele, Mukenye, because Sundowns, that second leg is gonna come with guns blazing. Abuti kopa ho botsa ne. Na kwele reka Ngobo from Swallows. Ngobo unadlala defense or unadlala defensive six. Wasa use ka ban Chiefs ha ina yona playmaker
six, yeah.
Makelang Castillo le Mdantsane. Play that boy. No. He knows that position. That's why Mduduzi from Swallows. That's why he won the best defense. He's a destroyer, that boy. But Alimukei, Limea Mumrao, of which he won a wiki. On also the player, Chiefs and Msimanguting, the Toko thing, Dogo thing, Frost out thing, not to Gomrao. The keeper, how they are the mistakes, maybe they're not one game in a fat. They could. Kuno khona bua le di-play. He's Lena Camerato because wa khona shota, wa khona hey bula, hey mark. I understand until playing over there. Atlo khona ho makela machita a mo mitleng.
Okay.
Kenya Ntwane Shaba. What's a Kenya Shaba with? Where is Ranga?
Oh, he's injured.
He's injured. Saile Ode. I understand. Sundowns o ka shapa ka di-pickpockets. You have best players and the young. And for Pule Moody le Potsani, we all knew Potsani ke star. But Potsani wa mark. From last season ko Mamkize ona mark. Look at Chiefs wa mark. I love how he changed his game. Asa the days wa mark. Bona Pule Moody. I understand. AP hayo da. Le Kudiso, it goes back on board. Mvala Kudiso AP to please unida someone otomo pasa.
Yeah.
And no fish kim tanza. Ntanza no to makela kema. Because you no. I understand that too. Presa di bachuba ba itreba. Kotia uslo ba fit. We can speak ba hey man. Kotia. Ay ba fit.
Kiata. I'm gonna come back for the solutions. Pronto, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Before we even go for it, can I just encourage everybody, guys? This is the only fan platform that we have, and I think we should push it as far high as we can, and we should subscribe, those of us who can, so that this platform continues to grow. Yeah.
Thanks so much, my brother. I wanted to ask you, firstly, what are your thoughts about the game on Saturday?
You know, I feel, this thing, man, I think it was a missed opportunity for Chiefs on Saturday. We could have really taken advantage of us going ahead, but our coach didn't read the tactical changes that Rulani was making. Rulani was trying to get back. Rulani was frustrated. If you were watching the game, Rulani was definitely frustrated. So based on that, I would have tried to go for the second goal, knowing that we're now going to have some spaces, which we didn't have when it was still not. So now that's where I felt like we Chiefs missed an opportunity to really take the tie away from Sundowns, and now we have it all to do. And unfortunately, even for Sundowns, I had Rulani who press conference. He says that they should have won. Honestly, second half, Sundowns only had that chance, Mutau. The other chances really were tame. I don't recall second half Peterson making any decisive save. So they were well contained. They didn't do much damage. Yes, we expected Sundowns to have a position of the ball. So for me, we missed an opportunity when we were 1-0 up to really take the game away from Sundowns.
Okay. No, I hear you, Pronto. Lindo, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, my brother. I just want to say thank you so much for finally making it. And Yeah, everyone.
What are your
yeah.
thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the game, like coming to the game, I didn't see it like my other fellow fans saying that Sundowns was gonna walk over Chiefs. I really thought that the game came in a quick succession in a sense that Chiefs already knew what Sundowns is capable of. So I think the game was highly tactical in a sense that Ntseki studied Sundowns in terms of the previous games that we've been playing. Sundowns, they have a strategy. Get that first early goal, then settle down, then control the tempo of the game, then try and manage the game, then wait for the team to panic and change their game plan, then attack, get the second goal, then you finish the opposition. But coming to this game, I think Ntseki knew that. So his main concern was to make sure that Sundowns doesn't get an early goal or they don't get a goal in the first half. So I think for him, it was a waiting game. So immediately when he saw that Sundowns was not coming at them or Sundowns was not being dangerous by him applying the low block, so he thought, nah, let me start getting people in front. We saw the change in the second half. But the game was what I expected from the first leg, that, it was going to be more of a chess game. And in terms of my team, Sundowns, I think Rulani got the changes really wrong. I didn't think Mayema was going to start. I thought maybe Nku was going to be given the note ahead of Mayema, thinking about what happened in the first game that we played, whereby Maseko was occupying that left flank and troubling Chiefs. So I thought maybe someone like Nku was going to be called upon. And also when Zwane got injured, I thought maybe he was going to put in Mendieta, because Mendieta and Zwane, they're sort of the same kind of players. Because I don't think Nku is that type of a player who's going to go in deep and collect the ball and feed off. He's more of a winger who loves running on the flanks. So I thought maybe Rulani really got it wrong there. And in terms of Chiefs deserving to win the match, I really don't think so. They really didn't do much to oppose themselves. I think they were just playing not to lose. They were just playing not to lose. And with Sundowns, I was really worried when it was 1-0. I could also see that with Rulani, one thing that he does, he sticks to the plan, because you can see the changes. The changes were, it was still the same, what we call it, personnel being changed, but it was just refreshing the legs. Because he took off Khoza, then he put Obas in the same position. For him, it was just change of personnel. I think he kind of knew that the goal was coming. Just keep on knocking. And I think the game was just a highly tactical kind of game.
Okay, no, Chorizo, I'm going to come back to you. We've spoken about the approach that Sundowns should take. I want to put you in molefi Ntseki's shoes, and I'm saying to you, win me the match. How would you go about winning the match?
Oh, okay. I think first I would go with personnel change.
Okay.
In a few, let me see, in two positions.
Okay.
I think the starting lineup was okay, except for the starting lineup was okay. The person that wasn't supposed to play was that the new striker, Gonzalez. I think the game plan was okay, and then I would change Ohlanti and play Frosler on that side.
Okay.
I think he has a bit more game awareness. And then I would play Quinika in that back three. This is me facing Sundowns, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would play Quinika, Msimango, and Ditokwe. And then maybe rest Mart, play Ngobo, Njabulo with Castillo, and and either Mtanzani or Nkosimpile just in front of them, because then you look for someone who will be able to find those passes for Duprier, Potsani, Modi, especially someone who can at least slow down the game for Chiefs in possession.
Okay.
Someone who will be able to, because we know Sundowns is a counter-pressing team. So we need someone who's smart, who will attract those fouls from Sundowns and get a couple of cards for them. And I think for me, Ngobo is the best candidate in that position.
Okay.
So if I were to do that and stick to the same game plan, I would do that. I would change, the personnel that I just mentioned.
Okay, I hear you. With Napoleon, how would you set up Chiefs or just Sundowns in the second leg?
Nanka ija Sundowns eba ifiva ngeba I shall be. I swear. Aba imenya na Sundowns man. Aba shebelle ball. Aba boni na tswa Sundowns ka barata but aba boni mistakes tsa Rulani. They always ba mmega go audio. Nna ke be ya khuni. Back for a sharp but ke change Hlanti. Ke kenya Dove.
Okay.
Ke nka Ngobo ke mmeya ona yi. O makela di midfield. Iba defensive six yaka. Ke kenya Castillo. Mtanzani, then ke kenya Dupri, ke kenya Sharp. Just fela irritator baba weak ba. AB le Kuliso wa Kapa. He's the most defender o Kapa. And the ref le Rulani ba mwele. Abamchachi was supposed to get a red card, that guy. O Shapa ba tuka the airport twice. Why such a red card? Because it's Sundowns. If it was Chiefs or Pirates, red straight.
Yeah.
But Roland, this guy wakapa. We call because Chiefs went there run because Chiefs are one and Hlanti was supposed to close this guy.
Yeah.
So Kenya Mamatlo Kamrata, but Kena Mutoka Kamang game at Chiefs down. Oslo or right. Wamak. Potsani da kopil. Mahlatsi akitsi wetsa lanka. Ke umfano mo hlophang. I don't know wetsa lanka. Ne ke tlo kenya le ena he mfano a ke substitute sa ile ke amkeng ke ntsha riding ke ntsha mfana o mnyane wabo. So now according to it now, I'm telling the Sundowns fans now, Chiefs is gonna make Pitori little born I'm telling you, Chiefs are finally in the Pirates. I'm telling you.
Kanki Derby final.
And re tlo ba bontsha di 17. Re tlo ba shapa ka di 17 ba. A ke bana ba tsewa review ka 442 bo musangwa le bo mangmang. Phezweni. Khona ukapinga nzo shaba iplayer le.
No, get.
All right, abuti. Abuti ko pa botsa. Ke ko pa botsa. Oga madam speaker wa rona wa utlwa lo there's no female in this panel. Wa utlwa lo ayo today.
I saw Rivo earlier, Marekare hasa leo bona. I saw Rivo earlier. Marare ke tlamoke ya halite.
Yeah, kausani. Ye panga ni khulu le. Uyuzodwa Khoza wethu. Thank you buti.
So, win me the game. From Chiefs' perspective, how would you win this game?
Okay, from here forward, I think we need to take a little bit of risks. And then the first risk I would take is to put in Okune because I need that distribution for us to try and catch. Because really, if we are talking about AB being slow and not that good defensively, we need to try and because we know it distribution like can find Bolo, both Dupree and all of those guys who are up there. So that's the first change I would make, and obviously I would. You know what? I would put in Dove for Uhlanti again because I want to use Frosler. Frosler is also good going forward, so I would use Frosler as my right back instead of Quinika. And then it would be the same central defenders. I'm happy with them. So that's my defense set. And then again in the midfield, I would keep, there's something that bothers me about us Chiefs fans. I don't think we understand how short we are right now in the middle of the park. You look at fans going after Matt. Matt is work rate Matt. I doubt there's any other Chiefs midfielder who works as hard as him. Yes, it wasn't his best game. I'll give him that, but he works his socks off. I've seen Matt making tackles, running, and he didn't get a lot of the things right in terms of his passing, but his work rate. I remember they tried to use Siteb, and woo, you know what? Me, I honestly prefer Matt over Siteb.
Yeah.
So we're limited when it comes to midfield options, and Samgelo is too young to go in such a big pressure game, and we're setting him up for failure. For me, the young boys can come in as impact players when we've got the game under control. You don't put too much pressure on them; they're going to collapse. You're going to break them. So that's the other thing. I'll keep Matt and Castillo, but we need somebody who's more creative to play with them, a playmaker. Hopefully, Dolly is going to be ready because we've got 2 weeks to sort out whatever we need to sort out because of this international break. So if Dolly is ready, I'll throw him in. Even if he plays for 60 minutes, it's fine. We need to go for it now, unfortunately. We need to go for it. And then up front, again, that's where we're going to have a bit of a problem. And again, the mistake is that coach Ufage, this new striker, it's such a big pressure game. And I don't know, maybe he should have started him with the game, Simbone Gahle, and then, I don't know, but we don't have any options again up front. If he starts with him, it's fine. But then we need to also have a strong bench. Bosaila still keeps Sahile on the bench, and then he could come on as an impact player, and then we try and go for it. For me, honestly, that's what I would try and do, because right now we don't have any other options other than trying to go for it. We have to try and go for it and see what happens. And I think defensively we can still hold Sundowns, but we need to try and do something more going forward.
Okay, no, thank you, Pramto. Lindo. Win me the game. Not draw, not play nicely. I want you to win me the game. How do you win as Kaizer Chiefs coach versus Sundowns? How would you set up the team in the second leg?
Honestly speaking, let's keep the lineup as it is, ne? But let's change the approach in terms of what do we call it? In terms of how we go forward. Because my thing is the team that is playing at Chiefs right now, I think that's their best team currently.
Okay.
The lineup. The lineup, the back four, obviously having Ditloko, Msimangu, Hlanti, and Kwinika on the right.
Okay.
I wouldn't change Kwinika for Solomons. That would be suicide, honestly speaking. That would be suicide. So just keep the back four as it is. In the middle, you do have who's this? Danzane, Mart, and Castillo. Then the front, still the same, the short boys. So one thing that needs to change in terms of Chiefs is the approach. And again, if Chiefs is to win this match, it's going to come from individuals raising their hands.
Okay.
It's going to come from individuals raising their hands, because we can already see what who's this Castillo is capable of. Now it's only a matter of the guys around him coming to the party. And for me, I think the approach for Chiefs, it's going to be a bit difficult, because Chiefs was playing not to lose in the first leg. Now they have no choice but to win. So it's gonna be a bit of a challenge in terms of gauging. So for the first 15 minutes, I'm not expecting Chiefs to be gun blazing. I'm not expecting Chiefs to be gun blazing. So it's gonna be a difficult one. Honestly speaking, it's gonna be a difficult one. But I say with Ntseki, he needs to be more aggressive. The same mentality that was being used on the game versus AmaZulu, he should go back to that. Because one thing that teams do when they play against Sundowns, they start preparing for Sundowns and they change everything to match Sundowns' quality. So for me, I think Ntseki must go back to his drawing board and continue where he was going when he was not facing Sundowns, and continue building on that. Because for me, I think he just thought more of Sundowns than Chiefs. He was thinking of how can I contain Sundowns. In the second leg, we won't be containing Sundowns. Sundowns must feel the heat that you're coming with. Unfortunately, Sundowns won't be sitting and watching and waiting for Chiefs to come at them. I hear most people are saying that Sundowns has slow defenders. Being a defender and being slow doesn't mean you're a bad defender. What about your tactical ability, your ability to judge, and your ability to like a smart defender? Those guys, they're not good in terms of pace, but they're very smart. Look at AB. AB can easily cut off attack in just the center. No one is talking about that. No one is talking about that. No one is talking about Vala being able to spot that pass from the back to the middle. Now attack is started. Understand? So for me, Chiefs can have speedy players, but they mustn't be naive and think that they can easily bypass your Mvalas and your Mutaus. Those defenders are very smart. So I think that in terms of the approach, Ntseki must come up with something very, very special to win against Sundowns. I'm not saying they're not capable. I'm saying they are capable. But it's going to need... The Chiefs must play as a collective. Because, again, right now, I'm thinking Castillo is on a one-man show, currently speaking. Mdantsane, I'm a bit... Also, I've been following Mdantsane ever since from Moroka. And what's this thing? Moroka and Cape Town City. There were times whereby he was off. There was a time whereby he was off at Cape Town City, and he was bypassed by who's this guy? Not Patrice. Who's this? Mayo. There was a time whereby Mdantsane was yes, Kaizer Mayo. There was a time whereby Mdantsane was the mainstay of Cape Town City, pulling the strings and doing all of that. But also at Chiefs, I also think he doesn't have that free role to actually roam around the field in terms of the final third and all of that. I think at Chiefs he's contained. And also there's one thing that I'm seeing at Chiefs with Ntseki. Ntseki wants to play all his wingers at the same time. Patrice is all about pace. Who's this? Modi is all about pace. Who's this? Potane is all about pace. We remember.
I think a network there. I think network. Hey, my brother, I think the network is an issue here. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, brother, just for time's sake. Apologies for that. Thank you, guys. Thank you to that panel. That's the last panel for tonight, guys. Please follow if you have not followed. I do this every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, and then also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. Then we also watch the matches on the weekends of the big three. I think for me, he touched on it a little bit, Lindo, when he said that we plan so much for what Sundowns is going to do that we don't plan for what we need to do to them. And I think that's where my criticism of Ntseki comes in, where I say that I understand you wanted to close the door. I understand you wanted to lock the door, right? But you also need to be able to hurt them a little bit. And I think where Chiefs struggled, is that we didn't target enough of those guys. Sundowns commits so many fouls. When you watch their games, especially when they're retreating, when they're defending, running back to their own goal. So I would keep the team pretty much the same. I'd probably sacrifice a Mart and have Ngobo come in to be a back five. I'd take out Quinika and put in Frosler. On the other side, hey, we don't have many options, but if Dove's fit, I'd pay Dove that side, so I know that the back five is set. I'd have Castillo play as an 8 next to Ngobo. Then I'd still keep Mdantsane. In terms of the wingers, I mean, for lack of better options, I'd probably make one of them. I'd take one of them off and make them Solomons, for example, and then have 3 attacking players. And my whole point of what I would be doing is to target Sundowns players. So, for example, Sundowns, when they attack, they leave 2 at the back. So the fullbacks usually go. Actually, Rulani was a bit scared towards the end of that match, and he left Ubudau back for a bit until he saw that Chiefs didn't have a threat. But that's besides the point. And my main goal, when those fullbacks are gone and we win the ball back, my main goal is to play balls into the wide spaces towards corner flag. So to try pull one of the two, either Umvala, either AB, pull them out, because AB is great tactically and all of that stuff, but the moment he's pulled out of position and he's in a corner where he's facing Dupré one-on-one running, he fouls. That's where his yellow card came from last time. That's where I think Vala's card came from too. So for me, it's about targeting one of those guys. And what we're doing is that I want Rulani to have to bring someone back. I want Mudau to go back again. I want Mudau to have to go back and actually go and defend, because that takes away one more person outside of the attack. And Angvulikate, because I think the problem is when you guys say pound to pound, you guys think I'm pushing the whole team forward. No, I'm attacking with 2 players. Dupre's only job in that game is we win the ball back, we play it out. You need to be first to that ball. No, I don't want Sundowns to be trapping the ball and then putting it down and then building from the back and passing there. At least somebody there. Secondly, I want him to play into spaces. So Dupré, Ali one, play space ball. If you can't get the space, play Tumtanzani to play the ball through. You get what I mean? That's what I'm doing. Notice I haven't said everybody's going forward. I haven't said Shanti's pushing. I haven't said Frostla's pushing. I haven't said there's going to be all these people. It's not pound to pound. I think that's where we misunderstand each other when we're speaking about these things. But, like I said, target one of the defenders, get them into trouble. We got AB into trouble once last in the game. We should have gone for him more. We got Umvala into trouble once in the game on Saturday. Get him into more trouble. Sundowns has already had what? Two red cards? 2 red cards? Lindo, I think Chiefs would sacrifice one of the speedy boys. That's why I said that I would probably play a Solomons in there, because I know that Solomons can defend when it's tough, but also he can go forward, and that's an addition onto my defense. But what we're doing is transitioning. I don't want to hold the ball versus Sundowns. I'm not going to lie to you. I would never want to hold the ball versus Sundowns. You need to catch them. What Sundowns does is they commit so many players forward. Catch them on counter. And your counter has to be swift, and your counter has to be pointed. That's why target. I'm not even saying go to goal. Target one of the defenders, put them into trouble. Just put them into trouble. Ronaldo was shouting at AB at some point in that match that we had, right? Santi, oh no, Dove's coming in. So that's what I would do as Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not putting the ball down. I'm not trying to string together 10 passes. I've got a back 5. Solomons makes it a 6. And then when we're attacking, go trouble them. Dupré, Castillo can follow up. Dansane for the ball. If not Dansane, maybe bring in Zwani, who has some vision. Maybe do those things. It's Butol. Sanele Butol, the Moroccan, is AB. So that's what I would do in this game, right? And then push them that way. But it goes back to a theory I have when you're playing against really big teams. If you don't give them something to think about, even if it's just some sort of threat, if they have to think, hey, here's the what's his name? Dupré is keeping my defender busy. I have to think about that. When Sundowns plays Pirates, like it or not, Saleng is going to have to be in the back of Thingy's mind, in the back of Rulani's mind. Lepasa is going to have to be in the back of Rulani's mind, because Lepasa actually scores, and also Saleng. So watch what happens when he has to go tactically versus those people. I want to do that in game with Dupré. I want Dupré to be the thing that Sundowns has to think about throughout the game. Yes, you guys are playing football, you guys are doing all these things and passing the ball, but you must know, Guti, if I win that ball back, I'm not going to waste time. I'm hitting you. Sahil is also a very good call, Robbie, actually. Sahil is actually also a very good call because he also puts pressure and he pressurizes the defenses and he also wants to run in behind. So give them something to think about. That's me, right? Give them something to think about. Put the defenders in trouble, especially those final two. Kutsia got a red card because he was under pressure the one game. Do those things, but if you're going to go there and sit back and relax and chill and then defend, tiba, you're not going to be able to do that for long. Sundowns' quality is going to win out in the end. These teams love doing that. It's a reason why Sundowns has been unbeaten up to this point. Many teams have played low block, and when that Sundowns team gets that confidence, they will find something, whether it's a penalty, whether it's a weird tap-in, whether it's all those things. Listen, now we're talking. Thank you, Rivo. She's saying that Nvala doesn't handle pressure. There's so many things, man. But I think as Chiefs fans, we want to play a football that we're never going to see at Kaizer Chiefs ever again. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please follow, subscribe on YouTube, follow the Facebook page. If you can, pay the subscription fee of both of them. I'm here again. You see, yes, bro, make their fullbacks to also think about defending. That's what I'm trying to do. Impact the game. But anyway, we've gone over time. Thank you guys for joining me. Please follow if you haven't followed. Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, I'm here. Monday to Wednesday, I'm also here. For those who keep saying it's a Chiefs thing, number one, we did Paris this afternoon. We did a lot of other things. And going forward in this time, we're going to be doing a lot of big topics around football. One of the ones that were suggested today was stadium management in terms of safety and all of those things, right? So we're going to talk about big things, and then you'll be able to join my panels. You'll be able to watch afterwards. So please, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the comments. Even Mark, thank you for the comments, man. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you to the panel that joined. Let me just give a shout out to Umto, my subscriber, paying subscriber, Kumo, Rivoningo, let's see, Tulani, Solomesh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts. No, Mark, who's on here now one day? Mark, you must come back. We're gonna speak properly. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30. When will we talk about financial fair play? We can talk about it during the week. Let's talk about it tomorrow evening, financial fair play. Sharp, guys. Facebook, guys, thank you also for your support. I haven't forgotten about you guys. You chased Ernst for playing Route 1. Now you want Chiefs to believe in Route 1 again. Hey, man, it is what it is. I just want us to understand that we're not going to be playing champagne football anytime soon. Not objective. Oh, Shongi. I get I'm talking about obviously, if I'm talking about my team, I spoke about what Sundowns needs to do. I don't know, guys. I'm sure you guys watching. But it is my team, but we speak about these things in full. Watch the Pirates one today. We went in deep about that too. Thank you so much, guys, for your support as well on Facebook. Please, if you can also do me the favor of subscribing. It's only 18 Rand on the Facebook side. So please support me on that side. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30.